Welcome to the Trading Desk, where we say money talks and conventional wisdom walks. My name is Dave Floyd with Aspen Trading Group here in Bend, and I'm joined by my two friends and colleagues, Matt Davio of Red Rock Partners and Jesse Felder of Felder & Company. Before we get into today's show, let's take a look at what happened in the markets last month.
This month in the Trading Desk, we had a lot of volatility in the month of March, true Ides of March. We had the banking crisis take its hit with Bear Stearns. You had Bear Stearns, a 75-year-old, always profitable bank, get run on and be basically taken under by your own federal government. That's right, the federal government backed the Bear Stearns takeout to the tune of $30 billion. So that's your tax dollars at work. You now own a defunct bank. You can see here by the S&P chart that we basically closed where we opened, meaning there was not any net movement at the end of the month. But we've probably seen the selling that will take us up for a little bit. I'm not saying we put in an all-time bottom, but we've probably put in a bottom for a little while yet. Next chart is gold. Gold has lost some of its luster, and you can see here that the chart has come off in a large way. Is the top end? We'll know probably a little bit more next month. It looks to me a little like it's rolling over, but it's going to have to get below that $900 level for me to call game over. And the final chart kind of goes along with the gold chart, and that is a chart of the overall commodities index. Again, this chart to us looks to be having some difficulty over the last 3 months. There's some distribution or selling going on over the last 5 months on the top here, and those big candles generally typically will signify a change in direction for whatever asset class on the chart that we're looking at.
Welcome back to the Trading Desk. As you can see from the previous charts, the markets, for the most part, have begun to stabilize in the last few days, and we think that might be an encouraging sign. However, wouldn't get too bullish on the markets just yet. Jesse, what are you thinking? I mean, we had a good talk before the show, but what are your thoughts right now?
Yeah, I was interested this past week in an article from the Wall Street Journal that noticed that the stock market is in the same place it was exactly 10 years ago. Stocks have gone nowhere in 10 years.
You're talking on the Dow.
Right, the Dow, well, mainly the S&P 500, because then tech stocks have pulled it down. Some of the blue chips and things have done better over the 10 years. But if you had been invested in an index fund, you made no money over the last 10 years. And I think that argues towards more of a strategic type of style, taking advantage of panic.
Well, I think it always matters when you buy and when you sell. I think markets will continue to be this way going forward, that we're not buy and hold. Wall Street will tell you that's the way to do it, but I think there's a time to buy and hold, and there's a time to trade, and there's a time to be more active in the markets.
Right. I think it's going to be, we've thought this for a while. In fact, it's probably true all the time, but I think over the next few years it's really going to be important for investors to start thinking very differently than everything they've been told up until now. They need to start emulating, some of the great investors and traders of our generation, Steve Cohen, Bill Gross, Jimmy Rogers. It's time to be picking your points in the market. And I think over the next several months, it's going to be a real challenge for investors.
And I like the fact that you bring these guys up, because they're the first ones to say, we're not geniuses. Anybody can do what we do. You just have to have the discipline.
Patience.
And the patience, exactly.
And common sense. A lot of it's just
a lot of investing is doing nothing. Sitting and waiting for the opportunities.
Like we have all this week on our trading desk.
Exactly.
We need to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to offer some constructive advice on how you can navigate the markets going forward. You're watching the Trading Desk on COTV.